may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.
All right, thank you all for coming out to the stream last night. It was just an absolutely amazing stream, and I truly appreciate all of the support that y'all showed. And guys, I mean, just everyone going out there, leaving a like on streams, leaving a like on videos, comments on videos, drastically helps this channel. I mean, y'all know we are going to 20,000 subscribers. We are going to get there a lot sooner rather than later. At one point, I thought there was no chance that we would ever even hit 5,000 subscribers on this channel. And now being with where we are, I mean, it is just unreal, and I owe y'all all a massive thank you. And I'll say real quick, for everyone telling me to slow down the videos and that y'all love them but I'm gonna get burnt out, no, that is not going to be the case. We are going to continue to make 3 to 4 videos every single day. We're going to live stream every single day, and there's nothing that's going to stop us. So we will be going live again on Wednesday night, and sorry, but I am actually going to have to miss Thursday night. Going out on a boat on Thursday, so we're not going to be able to live stream that night. We are going to be able to on Friday and Saturday nights as well, and then Sunday morning. So guys, please make sure you come by the streams. And yeah, that's all I got. And let's get into this video and let's talk about 3 wide receivers that have seen their value completely fallen off after their week 5 performances. And there's no better player to start this with than the guy I love, the guy I invested way too much money in 2020, JuJu Smith-Schuster. Okay, so I just want to come out and be 100% honest with y'all. JuJu is my highest owned player in fantasy football. I have way too much money tied up into this wide receiver. I went out there and I am on the record in so many videos, on old tweets, pretty much just consistently talking about why I perceived JuJu Smith-Schuster to be the most undervalued player in fantasy football. And I just look like I am entirely wrong on this. And it's not even that we are seeing JuJu go out there and deal with injuries. It's not that we're seeing Big Ben go out there and not be able to push the ball down the field. I mean, everything looks like it's going in JuJu Smith-Schuster's favor. Big Ben looks fully healthy. JuJu is completely healthy as well. The only thing is he is just not seeing the targets that we expected him to going into year 4. And y'all know, I mean, there are so many tweets that you can go and find of mine where I just go, oh guys, do y'all know that JuJu is currently younger than Terry McLaurin? JuJu is currently younger than Debo, and y'all are all idiots undervaluing him. We look at his age-adjusted production, and he is on track to be one of the best wide receivers of all time. There is no better guy that you can draft in the 3rd or 4th round of your fantasy football draft this season than JuJu Smith-Schuster. He is going to be a locked-in wide receiver, just a top 5 wide receiver if Ben Roethlisberger is healthy. And guys, I mean, coming off a game where Deontay Johnson left in the first half and JuJu got 3 receptions for like 30 yards. I mean, are you kidding me? We're the people who went out there and talked about Antonio Brown being the reason that JuJu was able to really succeed at great measures in the first 2 years of his career. Were they actually right? I mean, because y'all know I kind of excused away JuJu's down performance last season based on the fact that we saw Ben Roethlisberger go out early on in the year. And on top of that, JuJu was extremely banged up all of 2019. But at this point, I've run out of excuses, and we are looking at this player, and I honestly cannot even tell you to go out there and buy low on JuJu, just because, I mean, what are we expecting here? Deontay Johnson was out-targeting him at the beginning of the season, and we are coming off a week where Chase Claypool just scored 4 touchdowns and looked like the best overall wide receiver in Pittsburgh. So, guys, I hate to say this, but with JuJu, he looks like he's just not going to be a massive bust, but he's not going to live up to the draft capital you spent on him in 2020, and he's not going to live up to anything close to what I expected him to be in 2020. And guys, there's nothing that hurts me more than saying that. I promise you, I am just so overweight. It looks like I may lose some money because of it. But anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to try to learn from our lesson, and we're not just going to get hyper-focused in on a couple statistics that we're really in love with. We're going to try to look at the better picture overall so we don't make this mistake going forward, because honestly, there's just no excuse for it at this point. He's out of reasons to not be producing, and yeah, I mean, there's nothing we can point to. But let's get to our next wide receiver, and this is a guy that I highly advocated for going out there and trading early on the season. Trading for early on the season, and this is Terry McLaurin. Now, the thing with Terry McLaurin is, y'all know, generally when we are looking at a matchup coming up in the week, we look at how that matchup is going to affect that wide receiver or running back, and then how that's going to affect the fantasy football community's value on him. So now we are looking at Terry McLaurin coming off a horrendous week in week 5. And y'all know, I mean, going into week 5, I told y'all that Terry McLaurin was going to have a very tough time getting it going. But I was going to really blame this on Jalen Ramsey and not necessarily the quarterback play, because we've seen Terry McLaurin be highly productive throughout his entire NFL career up to date with below average quarterback play, not only with Dwayne Haskins, but he also had some atrocious quarterback play at the beginning of the 2019 rookie season of his. So with Terry McLaurin, I think that he is actually going to be a guy I am not expecting to go out there and just completely tank without Dwayne Haskins in this offense. I know everybody and their mom, just because they know this fact, wants to say it over and over again, that Dwayne Haskins was Terry McLaurin's quarterback at Ohio State, and they're trying to go up and tell y'all that's the reason why Terry McLaurin was so productive in Washington. And I will tell y'all real quick, that is just 100% inaccurate. I mean, we look at Terry McLaurin, you look at the efficiency that he has seen with multiple quarterbacks over his first 2 seasons. You look at the amount of targets that he's getting in his offense compared to the other weapons. And no, use this opportunity to go out there and target Terry McLaurin in trade. I mean, I went out there last week and told y'all that he was going to be one of our number 1 trade targets coming into this week. And it's 100% looking like that's going to be the case. So while we planned a week out and told y'all to go out there and hold on to Kenyon Drake and then sell high after this week, and we told y'all to hold on to Terry McLaurin or either buy low after last week, and that's exactly what we're doing. Guys, go out there, go take advantage of the price dip on Terry McLaurin, and make sure you get him on your roster. Okay, now the last wide receiver we are going to talk about is going to be Tyler Boyd. Now, Tyler Boyd is one of these guys that I went out there and also told y'all not to start in week 5 because I did not like the matchup that he had going up against the Baltimore Ravens. I went out there and told y'all to sit all of your Cincinnati Bengals players, including T. Higgins, including Joe Mixon, and Tyler Boyd. And while none of them completely flamed out, we did not really see any fantastic production coming from any of these players due to just Joe Burrow and just not being able to get anything going against this elite defensive line for the Baltimore Ravens with the horrendous offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, I really want to bring up Tyler Boyd here because I have been getting some questions about him in the past few live streams where it sounds like people are kind of going out there and lowering down their value on Tyler Boyd. And guys, I don't think this is something we should be doing. I think what we should actually take away from week 5 is that it looks like AJ Green is going to be out for a significant amount of time for the Cincinnati Bengals team. That's if he even comes back. That's if he does not get traded away from this roster, because his effort on those plays was just absolutely atrocious. I think if anything, we see Tyler Boyd more cemented as the alpha wide receiver in Cincinnati. Yes, it is concerning that T. Higgins can go out there and can increase his target share, but I think that while I may have been a little bit lower on Tyler Boyd than some other people a few weeks ago, the fantasy football community has kind of gone too far and has not necessarily understood that what we have seen happen over the past 2 weeks is actually good news for Tyler Boyd going forward. So just like Terry McLaurin, this is a player that instead of just going out there and selling low on, I may actually be buying low with the news that AJ Green just may be a non-factor going forward. And also understanding, y'all are probably so annoyed with me talking about this by now, but with these rookie players, there was no preseason. They did not get the regular training camp. So I think it is going to take them a little bit longer to go out there and get acclimated to the NFL. And I think maybe with Joe Burrow, who's already, I mean, he's looked fantastic. He's looked every single part of that first overall draft pick that he was selected with. I think that we are going to continue to expect him to progress. I think we are going to continue to expect this overall offense to progress. And with Tyler Boyd, I think we can confidently say at the very least he is going to be a mid wide receiver 2 going forward. And I know that's not something that you are getting extremely excited about, going out there and dreaming of a top 5 wide receiver, but guys, having someone like Tyler Boyd on your roster going into the bye weeks, going into a season where we know we're going to miss a couple COVID games, and we know that the injury rates are slightly increased, I think that Tyler Boyd is going to be something that is going to be extremely valuable for a ton of rosters needing some depth. Okay, but thank you all for coming to check out the video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, if y'all did, please make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe. And guys, I will be live streaming Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Central. I am not going to be able to go live on Thursday, but Friday will be 8:30 p.m. Central, Saturday 8:30 p.m. Central, and then Sunday morning as well. So I really hope I'll see all of y'all in the live streams. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all, and have a great day.
That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life.